No Left Turn says, I compared driving my Tesla Model Y 300 miles against driving a RAV4 ICE in St. Louis, where 60% of the electricity comes from burning coal, and a Tesla produces more CO2. Uh, yeah, if you compare it that way, yes, of course. Um, but that's not what happens in most of it. That's not where trends are going for sure. But where was this? Oh, St. Louis. Oh, yeah. It's one of the last places that's probably going to get the infrastructure, which includes, green energy. But there are some cities, and I think some states, where like the majority of the electricity comes from the green sources, right? So yes, if you take this one scenario that's going to go away no matter where you're at, and I still don't trust your math here because, no, I guess I do because, yeah, if you definitely take all the electricity that comes from specifically burning coal, then you might come to that conclusion. But that's not what reality is becoming, and it's changing because gas cars will always be polluting, right, with CO2. But electric cars, especially, the more like, why did you take that? Why didn't you take a Tesla Model Y that charges from solar panels? Like, it's kind of unfair. You almost knew what you wanted the answer to be, and you tried to find that rare scenario in that one part of the country that it actually makes it true. That's not only unfair but dishonest. So, like I said, take a Tesla Model Y and run it through a most common state where Teslas are, or an average state, right? Even just take Texas. Texas is getting pretty green, and you will see that a lot of this is not going to close come up to this. Electric cars will win every time. You're also forgetting some of the things. Is like, pollution in large cities like Bangkok is a big deal because that's how you get lung cancer. So if you have a bunch of cars not polluting into your lung cancer atmosphere here in a large city, and the pollution is actually making its way into atmosphere in rural areas and areas where it is not actually affecting air quality as much, and to as many people, you still win. You still win. Because I don't know if you ever lived in cities that are polluted like New York or Los Angeles or Bangkok. It is a big freaking problem. It is humongous. Like, I'm literally thinking about moving out of Bangkok for 2 months out of the year and go to one of the beach places because that's how much it affects me and everybody. So there are other reasons why electric cars are good for you. Oh, Tom has joined us with some facts, which don't always work, Tom, when it comes to these people. Tom, I would have offered you to join me, like split screen, but honestly, I'm just about to lose my voice. Tom says, EVs emit less emissions in the US in all cases than even the most efficient ICE vehicles, even when they are charged with electricity made from coal. Well, see, I knew that I needed to check those numbers. And then Tom links to the study. Yeah. But here's the thing, Tom. I think, and thank you for, because I couldn't fact check while I'm doing the live stream at 3:00 in the morning. Here's the thing. You either, and I've seen this guy no left turns, right? He's quite extreme in his views. I feel like he's one of those people, and we have them in an electric car universe like Tesla people, right? They have their own facts in their cult. Is when you have your mind set to something first, you will always find facts to support your false narrative. And people do that because, statistics is so easy to manipulate, right? We're just talking about marriage, right? College-educated people get divorced way less. Well, because they stay in the marriages for kids a lot of times, which nullifies the whole point of having marriage. So, statistics are funny, right? But yes, and the most importantly, the trends. It's a lot about the trends. Like people like Kim always want to say, oh, like electric cars made it into the market, and now we're gonna figure out how bad they are for the environment. And they might have had a case in the beginning, but the trend is moving towards green energy, right? First, you have to have electric cars, then you have to have solar panels and green energy and so forth. But that is, the factories becoming greener, right? The factories pollute less while they're making the electric cars. The factories pollute less while they're making batteries. And then the electricity that the cars use a lot of times is a complete 100% green. The trend is just skyrocketing that direction where no matter what you do, the the gas cars aren't going to burn gas. It will always pollute no matter what. So look at the trend. We can't get everything at once. We have electric car, boom, everything is already fixed and everything. But we're moving in the right direction, and that direction is getting greener and greener. And I don't understand this whole thing is like people don't like, do they like lung cancer? Do they not like breathing? Do they not like their kids breathing? I don't get it. And Tom is right. At the end of the day, no amount of facts can change some people's opinions, right? And this is the danger of what's happening in America right now. There are two problems with this mentality, right? And let me bring the original what we're talking about post up, no matter how incorrect it is. Oh, it's way too far up. Sorry, it's way too far up. But the people's feelings and opinions now are considered to be facts. That's number one problem with the Western countries like America. And number two is, stupid people used to know that they're stupid, and they used to not talk about things. Like, for example, I know that I'm really bad at heart surgery. I'm stupid when it comes to heart surgeries. So if I'm standing in the middle of a room with a bunch of heart surgeons are talking about heart surgery, I will shut the fuck up because I'm stupid in that conversation. But people talk about stuff nowadays, and I a lot of times I have to defend myself. People will be like, well, I watched this one YouTube video, or I watch YouTube videos all the time, so I know better than you, Alex, who dedicated the last decade of your life among the world, talking to people who design and make these electric cars, from people who worked at the factories to people who run these companies, checked out the actual factories, check out the cars, like all of a sudden these people know better. Just like the entire country knew better than every single doctor about infectious diseases only a few years ago, right? This is the problem. The dumb people are, don't know how dumb they are. And this is when we get this, in situations where we can't convince them with facts and videotape anymore, and that's unfortunate.